How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we are looking at the top crypto to buy now. There was some news too recently with Dogecoin that pushed it up about 50% over the last 7 days. I want to talk to you about whether I think now's the time to be buying that or now's the time to be buying some other cryptos, and talk to you about kind of my favorite crypto in every single sector, or a few different sectors at least within crypto. Now, I also want to talk about some of the news today that came out that is causing the market to go up. There are also going to be timestamps underneath the video in case you want to move around. And I put this green on the screen because there is some extra free money on top of the normal deals that we have for BitGet and Moomoo. There are extra special deals that they're giving you extra money that I'll talk about here in a second. But stay through to that part of the video because they're giving away a ton of money. So if you don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, especially the subscribe button, turn that bell notification so you know right when I post a video. That's fantastic. There's also a link down there to Moomoo. So I know I usually talk about that, but they also are giving an extra bonus. So this month, when you sign up and deposit any amount, you get an extra $10 in cash. And when you sign up and deposit $100, you get 5 free stocks. If you go up to $2,000, you get 15 free stocks worth up to $2,000 each. So make sure you at least do like $100 so you get 5 free stocks and the $10 in straight up cash, because that's a 10% rate of return plus the stocks on top of that. There's also a link down there to BitGet because they're also doing an extra bonus. So they do this just a few times a year, where they have this KCGI World Cup, and basically it's a way to try out a trading competition. And basically, if you sign up for this on their website with the link underneath the video and deposit and do KYC, you can get $50 for free. So they give some explanation for what you have to do, but basically you have to put $300 in your futures account, do the sign up, do the KYC, and then you can get $50 for free. So that's another great rate of return. Just some free money in a time like this is fantastic. So enough talk about that. Let's get back into the video. NASDAQ is up 1.75%. S&P 500 up 1.66%, Dow up almost 2%. This is after Amazon had one of the worst days ever and had I believe it was the largest change in market cap after hours ever. It was like $200 billion plus when they fell down 20% plus. Now they're only down about 9%. I thought that their earnings weren't great, but they weren't worth 20% down on the day. Now we did get some news here this morning. We had the PCE, which is the Fed's preferred inflation index, that came in, and it came in slightly lower than expected. It came in at 6.2% year over year, which was lower than the 6.3 expected. And the core PCE for September came in at 5.1, which is lower than the 5.2 expected. So this may be part of the reason that we're seeing the markets race up today. It could also be because the Fed or the estimation on what the Fed's going to do next week has changed a bit too. So last week we had about a 96% chance that we're going to have a 75 basis point hike. Now it's looking like only about an 80% chance. And this is changing from even yesterday, which was 86% chance. So still most likely 75 basis points. I would expect a 75 basis point hike. But then less and less people will expect a large hike for December. And I think part of that is because of the earnings softness that we've seen this week. There were a couple companies that had good earnings, but the majority of them were seeing major hits from either weaker consumers, less interest, lower margins, or still difficult time with supply chains, or especially these FX headwinds, these foreign exchange headwinds, which are affecting all these global companies. Because if you're getting money from outside the US, the fact is you're making a lot less than you were before, just because of everything that's happening around the world, other currencies inflating even more than the US dollar because of some of these really strong rate hikes. So I think that's also pushing up the market. Now, let's talk about where you can invest your money, because I think a lot of us would agree that we've been really beaten down. Now, I've been buying stocks really consistently. I've been buying crypto really consistently throughout the entire year. Now, I will say I had a lot more crypto in my portfolio last year than I had stock. So I spent this year, at the beginning of the year, I said, I'm really going to focus on dollar cost averaging heavily into stocks, and I'm still dollar cost averaging into crypto, but not near as much as stocks. So just let me preface this next segment by saying that. Now, What would you want to buy in crypto though right now? What is a good value? Well, a lot of people might be thinking you should buy Dogecoin. It's actually up 50% or so in the last week. It's up 12.4% here today. And a lot of that is because of Elon Musk. He completed his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter. He's already said that he is the head twit now on Twitter. And a lot of people think that he will probably make Dogecoin either a way of payment on the platform, or he will just talk about it more, maybe change the Twitter symbol to a Doge. Now, personally, I don't know if he would do that, change the logo, and I could always be wrong, but I think that would kill some of the branding that they've worked on for years. Everyone recognizes that Twitter symbol, or almost everyone, so I'm not sure if they would do that, but I think there's definitely a possibility that they could make Dogecoin a payment system on their platform. Now, that being said, I'm not racing out to go buy Dogecoin. I mean, it's already the 9th largest cryptocurrency, and this isn't a bear market, where Dogecoin doesn't really have much utility. Some people like it as a form of payment because it is quick, it's inflationary, which some people like because it actually makes you want to spend it instead of just hold on to it as an asset, kind of like Bitcoin or Ethereum. But I will say, I don't think there's a ton of utility compared to some other cryptocurrencies. You can't build on it like Ethereum or Polygon. It's mostly just a joke, and it's a form of speculation. Now, I think it will always be around because there is a crowd that really likes it. But when you look at this, if you had accepted this as payment a year ago, right, it's down significantly. If I was going to accept payment in something, maybe I accept Doge just to get people in the door, but I probably exchange it or sell it right away, which would cause a negative selling price or a negative selling pressure on the crypto. So I'm not sure if people will really want to use it too much. I would be much more likely to use something like Tether or USDC if I was going to accept payment, or even something like Bitcoin, which I know is scarce, so that way I can get more of it over time, kind of passively. So I'm not going out and racing to buy Dogecoin. I think especially in a bear market too, you don't want to race after anything that's already moved up so significantly. Now, with that being said, what can we buy? What should we buy? Now, of course, this is all up to your own interpretation. You have to know what you believe in and what you're comfortable with, what kind of risk profile you're at. Now, let me give the disclaimer that we don't know how long this bear market's going to last. It very well could last another year, in which case I do think it is really important to have some cash around. Now, we might have bear market rallies. We might actually see us return to all-time highs or at least significantly up from here, if the overall market turns around and the Fed does tend to pivot, or if it does pivot next year or this year. So we could definitely see a race up, but I still think it's important to have cash around. And what I'm doing is I'm really trying to focus on dollar cost averaging and adding more over time, because I don't want to try to guess it down to the minute or the day that the market goes up and put everything into it. Now, with that being said, I am still looking to increase my income. Part of that is from here on YouTube, but part of it is I'm literally starting a new business right now, and I was cold calling today. This is something that I feel uncomfortable with. I haven't done cold calling in years since I worked at a normal 9-to-5 job, but I think it's good to get outside the comfort zone and to really show that you can make money in new ways. I kind of wanted to do that here today, and I actually have a warm lead. I'm actually going out this afternoon to take a look at a property, so I'm really excited about that. Now, I think that everyone can increase their income, and I think that's going to be a big part of investing, because if you can invest twice as much money, even if you only get 2% less in return over time, the fact is you're going to still have a lot more money by the end of it. Now, I do want to give the disclaimer too. I don't know your portfolio. I don't know how much money you have in it. I don't know your risk tolerance, but these are what I'm thinking about the cryptos right now. Personally, I've been buying a lot of Bitcoin. It's scarce. It's going to be used more and more. A lot of investors are going to buy it, and it's unchanging. So I really like Bitcoin at this point. I'm buying it pretty heavily. I also like Ethereum. Now, I'm not buying Ethereum at this point. It's moved up a lot over the last 7 days, 20%. So if you've bought over the last couple of months, kudos to you. You're probably up. But I have not been buying more Ethereum. I still hold on to my Ethereum from before, but I do like Ethereum with the move to proof of stake. I think it's going to be used a lot in the coming years, or at least a lot more, and it will probably become deflationary. So I do like Ethereum, although I'm not going out and buying it at today's prices. Now, I could be wrong. I might just be playing it a little bit conservatively, and that's totally up to your own interpretation. But I'm okay putting most of my money in crypto into Bitcoin at this point. I'm just giving those warnings, but I do like Ethereum overall. Now, BNB has been really steady. It's not up as much as something like Ethereum over the last week, but still up 10%. It's fallen down a lot less. It's barely down about 55% or something like that since its high, which is a lot better than even Bitcoin or Ethereum. And it is more centralized. Binance in general is more centralized, but it's also done a really good job this bear market of weathering the storm. Then we go down to XRP. A lot of people are excited about XRP. There's a lot of rumblings about them being done with their court case. That could possibly be true. Maybe there's going to be more uses of XRP after this court case gets done. I'm not going out and buying it, though. It's still a $23 billion market cap, and I'm just not too interested in it at this time. Now, Cardano, if it falls down more, I think it's a good pickup. Now, I'm not going to put in as much in Cardano as something like Ethereum, but I think there is a case to have some Cardano. It's got a strong community, but I would be looking to get it a little bit cheaper. We already talked about Dogecoin. Solana, I really like. Fast platform, very cheap platform as well. Same thing with Polygon. Polygon's done really well this bear market, I think, compared to some other top cryptos. Like when you look at Solana, it's down nearly 90% from its highs. Polygon is down about 66%, which both sound really bad, but you have to realize that's still significantly higher. Matic would be around like 30 cents if it was down as much as Solana, 30 or 40 cents. So it's held up pretty well, and I think that it is used. They keep on making new partnerships. They're being used in a lot of different ways compared to a lot of other cryptocurrencies. DOT is okay. I'm not buying, though. I believe it has still a really high inflation rate, like 10% or something like that, 12%. And then down the line, I'm not too interested in anything too small at this point. Chainlink, I think, is a good crypto to hold, but honestly, it doesn't move as much as other cryptocurrencies. So I think there's a huge use case for Chainlink, but I don't know if I necessarily want to hold on to the token that much. Now, with that being said, there are some other cryptos that I hold, but I'm really focused on Bitcoin, and part of that is too because we're seeing Bitcoin, the Bitcoin dominance fall really low. Like a couple months ago, it was lower, but right now we're still at 39.9%, which is within a couple percent of just a few months ago, and we haven't seen Bitcoin dominance this low since 2018. So right now I am picking up Bitcoin, and maybe it's just a safer play. Maybe it's just a 5x or a 10x over the next 3 or 4 years, as opposed to a 20x on some of these other cryptos. But also, I think there's a lot less risk. Like some of these cryptos that are 20th on the list might not even be back here in a few years. Maybe they just never grow again, right? Maybe there's some better cryptos that come in. And I think that's definitely the case for some of these, because some of these were just jokes. Some of these were spin-offs. Some of these won't be used again as much as they are now. So I think you just have to do with your money whatever you're comfortable with. But I know, or I'm 99.9% sure Bitcoin's going to be around and be really relevant in a few years. So I am happy to dollar cost average into that one. But let me know your thoughts about some of these underneath the video. Again, check out the links to Moomoo and BitGet. Both of those promos from earlier are not going to be around that much longer. They'll still have the normal promos, but they're giving you a lot more money right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.